beings, and welcome back to another live at 5:55 or 2:55 or wherever you are in the world. I'm just grateful that you are here. We are trying to step up the streaming experience. Yeah, we are trying to dual stream on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and I think it's kind of working. So, yeah, yeah, we'll see. We'll see about that, but that's why it may look a little bit different, or maybe there's a delay at the beginning. I'm not sure. Today, we are getting right into a major a major conspiracy theory, one that I think we've briefly talked about in the past, and something that honestly is gonna be really triggering for a lot of people. Personally, it's triggering for me. This whole topic just straight up pisses me off, for a variety of reasons. I don't wanna get emotional, I'm just gonna be as objective as possible because presenting information in an emotional way does not help the situation, and I'll just let you get pissed off at home, about this. We're going to be talking about what really is going on in the world right now at this time and what the plans are for the future. And it's not just going to be doom and gloom, there is going to be tangible solutions for all of us at the end of this video. How can we at home actually help the situation and progress the solutions when it comes down to assisting the planet and the collective? So, yeah, but I will say, huge trigger warning here. Um, it's, um it's probably validation of some of what you already know, and then I have a Galactic Federation insight that I would like to share. I literally just about 20 minutes ago came from my Galactic Federation summit in September. So for those of you who may be watching this in the future, it would be season 2023, episode 9, and there was a lot of information discussed. We talked about things like clairaudience. We talked about how we can best heal our body. We even talked about which which I guess wasn't really a part of the plan, but we went into something called the Orion Wars and what's happening right now. We talked about portals. We talked about a lot of things. So if you're interested in any of those topics, then of course we did talk about climate change, and what their opinions were. So I'm gonna be relaying some of that information here in this video from them. Before we get started, if you are on, yeah, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, wherever you are, be sure to give this video a thumbs up, share this video out to your own network, to your own community, because one of the biggest action steps of how to change the manipulation that is going on planet Earth is to spread the word, right? Get the information out there and inform people. People need to know that they're being lied to, and unfortunately, as much as I would like to say what we're about to talk about is common knowledge, it's not. It is absolutely not common knowledge, and I'm hoping that very soon we can all collectively make it common knowledge because I don't know about you guys, but I am so sick and tired of the ignorance that is taking place on planet Earth and individuals who are choosing to stay ignorant, choosing to look the other way, because we can only change things by being informed. And in order to be informed, we need to start questioning everything, including, and I'm going to swear, I'm so sorry, but what the fuck is happening on planet Earth around the world with weather? We have earthquakes, we have tsunamis, we have hurricanes, we have flooding, we have fires, we have drought, we have everything in between. And I think we all know that what is taking place is not natural. It isn't. So what is happening and why do they, the powers that be, want us to think that what's happening is something called global warming? What's their plan here? What's their agenda? What are they getting at? Why are they choosing to manipulate us in this way? What is the end goal? We're gonna talk about all of that and so much more, including the solution to this really serious problem because it's only getting worse. Okay, I gotta, like, chill out my frustration. We're gonna dive right into it. There are 3 things happening, okay? There are 3 things from what I've channeled, from what I've heard from the Galactic Federation. As always, please take it or leave it. If it resonates with you, it's for you. If it doesn't resonate with you, it's not for you, and that is okay, and I will not blame you for it at all because just like I say, question everything, question me, question this information. Okay, from what I've channeled, there are 3 things that are actually occurring on planet Earth, to a in a variety degree, like, to different degrees, I should say. The first thing is, let's call it humans damaging the planet, okay? There absolutely is an aspect of what's taking place on planet Earth where human beings are damaging the planet. I mean, look at the plastics in the ocean, look at the deforestation, like, we can't deny that we are a big part of the problem, and that needs to be said, and that needs to get out of the way. That being said, in the same breath, I also wanna mention that who this entire time has been in control of the way that we have been going, with damaging the planet. Once again, the powers that be, and I don't wanna just blame them and say that it's their fault and, like, walk away, but, like, 2 really good examples that come to mind. One is deforestation. There is actually a solution for deforestation. We don't have to be, taking down trees that are hundreds of years old, that are gonna take hundreds of years to get back to that state. As a matter of fact, we can grow hemp and call it a day. And if you've never heard of hemp as a solution to deforestation, then you should check it out because hemp isn't the only solution to deforestation, but it's one of the big ones. And it was, it's just like a whole political thing, but like, what is politics? But once again, the powers that be wanting to suppress actual real solutions. Another example that comes to mind is power plants. And think about everything that all the pollution that is created to create energy. Think about all of the power lines that are everywhere, all over planet Earth. And now think about free energy. That is something that we discovered a long time ago, actually long before Tesla, free energy technology was on this planet. Who has suppressed it? The powers that be. These are just 2 very simple examples of solutions out there to massive climate problems that have been plaguing planet Earth. So to just blame humans and say, "Yep, it was all our fault for choosing plastic or choosing deforestation," it's just not the case. There were solutions before those were the solutions, and they didn't want that because there is a huge conspiracy theory about why they want to blame us for climate change, and we're gonna get into that. So, one aspect of why things are changing on planet Earth, I would say the smallest aspect of why things are changing on planet Earth is, yeah, we are destroying the planet, and we can see that, and poisoning the water and things like that. Once again, I don't necessarily wanna blame us, even though our ignorance is part of the problem, but I do have to mention that. Humans damaging the planet. Okay, cool. The next 2 much bigger reasons why things are changing on planet Earth is HAARP. Yeah, cool. Weather manipulation. It's actually a technology that's been out for a very long time, and it is just getting more and more and more blatantly obvious that they are absolutely able to cause things like hurricanes, like, earthquakes, like flooding, like droughts, and fires, as we've seen very, very recently. Weather manipulation is a really big part of why we're seeing a huge progression in issues, in weather issues, manipulation issues around the planet. And the third, other factor that's happening on planet Earth right now with climate change, weather manipulation, is the pole shift. If you have not heard me talk about this, I've been talking about this honestly for 10 plus years, and the reason why I've been talking about this for such a long time, the pole shift, is because in my very first Galactic Federation meeting back in 2011, they told me that the electromagnetic grid of the planet, okay, the magnetism is shifting. Back then, they told me that it would shift about 13 degrees. Okay. Now, in the past, we have had the poles shift on planet Earth actually multiple times. This is a natural thing that happens with most planets in our universe. Okay. That the poles, the electromagnetic poles shift. This is why we have places like Antarctica that have pyramids and that have been proven through scientific testing that Antarctica used to be a tropical rainforest. That's right. If you didn't know that, there you go. There's a surprise for you. The poles on planet Earth have been in very different locations in the past. It is a natural occurrence that takes place. Luckily, we are not in for a 180 shift. We are in for a 13-degree shift, but it is still going to really wreak havoc on planet Earth. A couple of the things that the Galactic Federation just brought up today in my summit, my live summit, is that the contributing factors of the pole shift are a lot of like migratory patterns of animals are changing. So there's a lot of, like, whales unfortunately washing up on the beaches or birds ending up in a very random, weird place, around planet Earth, and this is happening because the electromagnetic fields on the Earth are shifting, and then also simultaneously, we're having new animals come to the surface that have never been there, like different creatures in the deep, deep oceans are now coming up to the surface. And the reason being is because the magnetism is shifting and it's shifting their migration patterns. Which obviously isn't a good thing, and it's causing a lot of extinction, and it's causing a lot of confusion, unfortunately, with these animals as well. And then there are different things too that get shifted with the magnetic shift. So tectonic plates can shift, hurricanes can be created, but once again, it's the weather manipulation. It is HARP that is amplifying all of these weird weather patterns that are happening. All right, so let's get into why. Why are they manipulating this? What is their end goal? What is the ultimate agenda? Like, what really is happening here? And this is something that I have been channeling and staying on top of for a while, but today I just got reinvigorated, re-sparked, and honestly re-angered with the whole situation, especially with Maui. Awful. Okay. So the powers that be don't want humanity to know that the poles are actually shifting. Like, imagine they just threw out climate change. They just threw out global warming as the factor, and they just said, "Hey guys, the poles are shifting." Like, my biggest question way back in the day, like 10 plus years ago, is like, why wouldn't they just be honest? Like, I don't understand why they would lie about that. Yeah, things are changing, but like, why wouldn't they just be honest about it? Like, what's the point in saying it's global warming versus it's a pole shift? And now I fully understand why they're making this distinction, why they don't want people to know that the poles are actually shifting. As a matter of fact, the Galactic Federation just brought up that there have been studies done all around planet Earth taking core samples, okay, of the Earth, and they have proven that the poles have shifted in the past, but those scientific studies have been really suppressed. Yeah, maybe 1 or 2 have actually come out, but maybe they've been, debunked, maybe there's, some sort of, campaign against it, maybe they've just been suppressed, maybe they're not searchable, but definitely they do not want us to know that not only is there a pole shift happening, but there have been pole shifts happening in the past as well. And there's actually many reasons to this, but I'll bring up a couple of why they are trying to suppress this. By thinking that it's global warming, we are accepting their narrative, okay? So once again, they want us to think that it's global warming that's happening. This narrative of global warming creates blame and shame. You are the problem. You are the issue. It's you over there who's driving your car to work every day. You're the issue. And then you feel really shitty. You're like, "Well, I'm trying to recycle and I try and reduce my waste and I try and, I don't know, drive a hybrid car or whatever," which sometimes creates more issues. "I'm trying my best, but you know what? Because you say, powers that be, government, whatever, that I'm the issue because it's global warming that's causing all of these things and all of this heartache for the rest of the world, then I'm going to make sure that I follow your initiatives." Yes, that's right, because not only are you blaming us, all of humanity, for causing the issues because it is global warming, but now that I feel so shitty about the fact that I've caused these climate changes, you are now gonna tell me that I have a solution, right? That the powers that be are saying, "It's your problem, and don't worry about that. I'll make you feel better because we have a solution for you. We have more mandates. We have more initiatives, and if you follow these mandates and initiatives, then you're gonna make the world a better place because we're gonna stop global warming." See where I'm getting at? That's it. That's why they want you to think that it's global warming and not a pole shift, because guess what? We can't stop a pole shift from happening. No amount of mandates, no amount of initiatives, no amount of fucking bullshit, sorry, excuse my language, is going to prevent a pole shift from happening. So what are they doing? Not only are they suppressing the fact that a pole shift is happening, and they're blaming the public for creating the issues at large, but they're amplifying the issues to make us feel even worse, to make us beg on our knees for change. "Oh, please help us with this climate change that's hurting other people around the world." Like, the manipulation here goes so incredibly deep, and we need to start waking up big time, because this is their next massive agenda. This is the next depopulation control, which I'm skipping ahead. This is their next suppression agenda that's happening, that they are about to roll out before our eyes, and you know what, guys? We're fucking letting it happen. Excuse my language. I get all, pissed off. Oh, it's, so frustrating. Okay, I have more information. Okay, I'm just gonna repeat. This narrative creates blame and shame so that we follow advice on solutions, so that they can create and force mandates and initiatives on us. And part of even the weather manipulation and harm is depopulation. Great, 2 birds in 1 stone. We get to control through fear, blame and shame, and we get to depopulate along the way. Control, 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 control. Alright. Another aspect of this, not even 2 birds with 1 stone, but 3 birds with 1 stone, because what they're doing right now, and we saw it in Maui, and there's so much I have to say about it, and I won't say it all, but I wanna mention there's a piece here that I was just given by this recent Galactic Federation summit, literally 30 minutes ago. They were talking about Maui. This other aspect of what they're doing with the weather manipulation is they are targeting the energy centers of the planet. They are targeting the energy centers of the planet. Now, planet Earth has chakras, and all chakras are energy ley lines, okay, intersecting to create vortexes or portals. This is not woo-woo. This is real science, and it can actually be studied um, as to where these vortexes end up. And the majority of the biggest vortexes on planet Earth happen to be around ancient sites. So, yes, Machu Picchu, yes, the pyramids of Egypt, yes, the pyramids in Mexico, but also some of our more popular ones are the Hollywood portal, the Las Vegas portal are some good examples. The Vatican is right on a portal, it's right on a ley line, okay? What they have done since the beginning of humanity is they have been attempting to take over these vortexes on planet Earth and either shut them down completely or lower the frequency. These vortexes do 2 things. 1, they allow us to have free energy technologies, and that's why a lot of the ancient structures built on these portals are actually ancient free energy technology structures. Sometimes they're batteries, sometimes they're amplifiers, and sometimes they're both. Um, and then the second thing is they will actually manipulate the portal so that it's a lower vibrational frequency, so that when that portal is manipulated, it essentially amplifies that frequency to the rest of the planet, okay? That's why people like myself and other grid workers, we come together, we have mass meditations, we take back the energy of these portals and vortexes. Alright, a lot of grid workers end up traveling to different ancient sites without even knowing that they're doing grid work, and they tend to activate ley lines, they activate portals and vortexes to be in a higher vibration. We've been doing this without actually even knowing that we're doing this. So here is the missing piece with Maui, and it just gets me so flustered and angry. Yes, by this point, we all know that the fires that recently happened in Maui were absolutely created. There's no doubt about it. There are so many factors that have now proven the fact that those fires were manipulated, they were created, they were pre-planned. It's like they're not even trying to cover up their tracks anymore. Like, and this is what pisses me off the most. They think they can get away with it, and what pisses me off is that they are getting away with it, okay? Just reining it in. So here's the missing piece with Maui. Yes, they are trying to take the land of Maui, right? These 15-minute cities and all of that, um, but they're also trying to take over that portal. Because Maui has always been understood to be the heart chakra of the planet. Maui, in particular, the heart chakra of the planet, okay? So here's the problem, that literally this piece that just came in. They, the powers that be, do not have the resources to take over these portals. This is really important, you guys. They don't have the manpower, they don't have the numbers, they don't have the resources, which is a good thing, to take over um, these portals anymore. So guess what they're doing? They're creating destruction, they're creating death, they're wreaking havoc, um, around these portal areas so that the rest of the planet focuses on these areas in a low vibrational frequency. Think about it. Even the people that know that this was all a setup and that this was all a plan are now pissed off and angry, and they're focusing on Maui, and they're focusing their anger on what happened on the location of Maui. It's really tough to say that, but we are feeding into their plan by feeding a low vibrational frequency into the area that they want us to focus on, because They can't take that portal over themselves. They want us to feed into exactly what their intention is to take that over, and that's just part of their agenda, part of their plan, okay? Especially with Maui and other things. That's why during the Maui meditation, we focused on regrowth, re clearing the trauma, bringing beauty, bringing connection, bringing, source frequency back to the land, reconnecting the land with source rather than focused on the death and the destruction and the fear and the fact that, "Oh my goodness, they have these weapons, direct energy weapons, and we can't do anything about it." Instead of focusing on that, we focused on beauty and bringing that beauty and that connection and that divinity back. Okay. So then I got pissed. Then I got really angry, yeah, about 45 minutes ago at the Galactic Federation, which I call it a human tantrum, and about every sometimes 3 months, sometimes every 6 months, I get angry. And my anger as a human being is always the exact same, and I always direct it towards the GFL, because they are the easiest group to direct it towards, which I probably should be directing it towards humanity, but once again, it doesn't help anything. And my anger is, "What the fuck? Guys, come on. Galactic comrades in arms on highly advanced spaceship with a highly advanced technology. You're just watching this take place? You're watching this happen, and you're not doing anything about it? Like, does it not oh, I could cry right now, I was just, like, so angry. Like, does it not go against the law of free will that these fucking people, these shapeshifters are manipulating our weather and, like, killing people and destroying our land and manipulating us? Like, it's just not right. It's not okay. It's not right. I'm not okay with it. And, like, why aren't you doing anything about it? And this is what they told me. And they're not wrong, but, like, I'm still not happy. They said that we're allowing the weather manipulation to happen. And that honestly just pissed me off even more, until they explained exactly what they meant. I'm like, "How are we allowing this to happen? I don't want this to happen. I know all of you don't want this to happen. How are we allowing this to happen? We're not asking for it." And basically what they said was, by the majority of the population accepting the narrative that they're putting out there, which is global warming and climate change caused by us, we are allowing that narrative to happen. It's literally like them being like this, "Red pill or blue pill?" And the majority of humanity is saying, "I'll take the blue pill. I'll just take whatever you're giving me." The majority, not this group, but the majority of the population, they're not questioning, they're accepting things as the way that they are, and to be honest, the people that I talk to, especially about this stuff, that don't know about this stuff, they don't want to know. They're not ready to know. They want to stay blissfully ignorant, and this is what the Galactic Federation is saying, that this is not their battle, and as much as it pains them to watch us go through it, we need to wake up collectively and choose collectively to stand up against these crimes against humanity. And climate change slash global warming is the easiest cop out to start to roll out these agendas and initiatives. Why? Because it affects everyone. Just like you know what happened in 2020. It affects every human being on planet Earth. The more we see These weather events take place, the more people are affected, the more people are scared, the more willing they are to give up their rights and freedoms to allow these mandates and initiatives to happen. It's global. It affects everyone. So what's the solution? Where do we go from here? Because it can be so easy to I don't wanna say give up, but it could be really easy to feel knocked down about this, to feel overwhelmed with this, to feel like, well, if it comes down to the rest of the world waking up, then yeah, I think I'm done. I think I'm done fighting because it's not gonna happen. It's just never gonna happen. But I wanna tell you that it is happening and that there is more hope now than there ever has been before. That instead of telling someone over and over and over again about what's happening, these days, you open their mind, you tell them once, and something in them resonates with that truth. The awakening is upon us, and the solution is for the information to get out into as many hands as possible, information that is presented objectively and aligned with the truth of what's really happening, information that is presented in a way that isn't political, that isn't religious, and that isn't based on emotional reaction, even though I was very reactionary in this video. We need people to know what's going on. We need whistleblowers to come forward. We need scientific evidence to step in. We need the truth. That's what we need. We need the majority of the people to question, to wake up from their slumber, and to realize that we, all of us, can do something about what's taking place. We need to understand that we have the power, not them. You know why we have the power? Because we have the numbers, and we are so fucking distracted by everything, and they want us that way. We are more easily controlled the more distracted that we are. The second we step away from the 9 to 5, from our grind, from our phones, from our fucking social media, the more we can question what really is going on around us, find reputable sources of information, and wake the collective up. And that's why it's no longer time to stay silent, my friends. I'm sure years ago, you tried. You tried to wake up your friends, you tried to wake up your family, you tried to wake up random strangers, you tried to talk to your coworkers, and no one listened. Because even just a couple years ago, people weren't ready. But I'm telling you right now, it's go time. It's no longer time to hold back. It's time to step in. It's time to own the truth that you know and spread it. That is the solution. We need to get everyone on board with what is happening in order to collectively agree to disagree with what's happening, to put our foot down and say no. But if we don't want to know, then nothing will ever change. If the collective continues to accept the narrative, then we're not progressing. If you at home right now watching this, if you have chosen to give up on humanity because you think that it's a pointless battle, then they have already won. So please, Know that there is hope, but we need everyone on board, everyone. And you have this information now, not now being right now, but you have this information. You've always had this information so that you can be a thought leader, a change maker, so that you can create the change in the world that we all need to see. Okay, I feel less angry and more empowered. As always, thank you so much for being here, and, yeah, we can do this. We gotta do it together. If you wanna find more out about your audience and healing your body and, this false illusion of climate change and the Orion Wars, then check out the most recent Galactic Federation video, just released today, actually. And other than that, please be sure to like, share, share this video, share this information, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and know that there is hope. Know that you're exactly where you need to be, and you are not alone. As always, I will see you in the new Earth frequency. Bye for now.